Smooth Cat.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious.
I feel I'm the best ever. I broke everybody's record. Tell me who record I haven't broke.
Colossal Boxing Talk.
What's up, YouTube? This is the homie Smooth Cat, rolling with Colossal Boxing Talk.
And this your boy Jarrell, a.k.a. Big Kool, also with Colossal Boxing Talk, and we here with up-and-coming welterweight contender Keith Thurman. How you doing today, Keith? Doing good, man. How about you? I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
All right, Keith. First and foremost, now we heard about your recently announced fight with Mr. Leonard Bundu. What are your thoughts on Leonard Bundu?
I'm just looking forward to stepping back into the ring, putting on a good performance for the fans, and fighting another undefeated fighter, man. Last time I fought an undefeated fighter, it was a decent challenge. I fought Diego Chavez when he was 18, I think 22-0 with 18 knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good fight, man. I told Team Haymon, look, if I'm not going to get the names that I want right now, and something that's going to please the fans, you know, I want to fight a respectable opponent, somebody with a good record. They threw two guys at me, and I took the guy with the best record. It was Bundu, 31-0. I believe maybe 12 knockouts, maybe possibly 14. I'm not sure.
It's 12. It's 12.
But my team showed me him, man. He switches, so it's going to be interesting. He's a right-handed southpaw. He does both. Kind of like how we saw Terrence Crawford fight, and it's going to be an interesting fight, man. I know he's going to come to bring it because he doesn't want to lose, so I'm looking forward to it. Plus, the arena's Vegas, and I love Vegas.
Go ahead, Big Kool.
All right, Keith, leading into the question, I want you kind of led right to my question for you. Because I interviewed Peter Quillen a while back, and I brought up, you know, how does he work with Al Haymon? He said that he really doesn't, you know, ask for fights. I guess Al Haymon decides, I guess, which route he goes. Is that the same with you? Do you like tell him who you would prefer to fight and kind of urge him to make that fight, or you just take his advice and just roll whatever he decides to lead you at that moment in time? I don't know where my heart is. He knows whenever he's willing to sign his other fighters into a contract with me, that I have no problem put my name on the dotted line. He knows that that's clear. He has advised me and his other fighters, he's making another fight. He's trying to give me the best opportunity that I can. He's definitely constantly getting me exposure. I have no complaints with what Al's done. And, you know, because I knew I wasn't going to get a top 10 fighter, you know, off of, according to Ring Magazine, I knew I wasn't going to grab any of those top 10 guys. So I told him, give me a good record. And he did that, you know. So every fighter's relationship with Al is a little different. But, you know, he works on our best interest, and we have the right to speak up if we choose to. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. Because, you know, Quillen just made it seem like he was just say so, but thank you for clearing it up.
Hey, you know what, Keith? Now, also, I want to ask you this. Now, do you feel that you're one of the most avoided men in boxing today?
I mean, at this current time, yeah, you know, they're just making me fight for everything that I earn. You know, they're just making me. I think really what they're planning on doing is they're hoping somebody like Bundu takes me out. They want me to keep fighting these other guys from overseas that a lot of people don't know about. They want me to take tough veteran fights, and they're hoping that somebody exposes me before I break into the top 10, the upper names of the welterweight division.
Okay.
I definitely agree with that. So I'm guessing that tends to happen with a lot of avoided fighters. I know it happened with Paul Williams and a lot of other guys. They take an L, have an off night, and then a lot of other fighters, you know, start to knock on their door, wanting to, you know, step up and face them, I guess, since they see a weakness. So, you know, hopefully, it doesn't take that for them to, get in the ring with you. Who are you eyeing? I know you're not the type of guy to overlook your opponent, but ideally, if you get past Rundu, who would you like to face next? There's a decent list that I'd like to face one of these guys for my first fight going into 2015. I think Devon Alexander has claimed that I denied a fight with him when I've never been offered a fight with him. So, if he's ready to fight and sign a contract, I'm ready to sign a contract. Obviously, he has to get past Amir Khan. I would also fight Amir Khan. I'd fight Robert the Ghost Guerrero because I've been wanting that fool. As long as he wants to step on the scale at 147, I want him to step in the ring with me. So that's that. But outside of that, man, the biggest fight, the one I'd really like, I'd like to get Chino, man. I'd like to get Maidana. Maidana next year, if he still wants to fight and put on entertaining fights for the fans. A power puncher. It's been a while since I've had to face a power puncher. The last power puncher I faced was Argentinian, and I just think it'd be a great fight for the fans, man.
Hey, I agree. I definitely agree. You know what? Now, now even with McDonald, I remember a few years ago, y'all had signed to fight or something, and his thing kind of balked because I think it was a rumor going around. They were saying you were 6 foot tall, 154 pounds, and a lot of stuff like that. Can you elaborate on the reason why they told you guys the fight wouldn't happen?
What was that last part?
I said, can you elaborate on the reason why Team Maidana basically turned the fight down the first go round? Because I heard rumors. I'm not sure exactly.
At that time of my career, there was a lot of rumors that I was 5'11", close to 6 foot tall. I had all these knockouts, and that nobody's seen me on a major network yet, so I was a very unknown. I was signed with Haymon, and I think I was 17-0 with 16 knockouts, or 18-0 with 17 knockouts at the time that McDonald was offered to fight. And his manager simply, he said that he thought that there was something fishy. And he really wanted to get McDonald a win because McDonald was just coming off of a loss against Devon Alexander at 147 pounds. They weren't quite sure at that time if how McDonald was going to do at 147, and they just saw me as too big of a no-name threat. And they pulled out. At that time, I believe he fought Soto Cross instead of fighting me.
Okay. You got any questions, Big Kool?
Yeah, there was I guess late last year or sometime last year there was rumors that you and Robert Guerrero were in negotiations to fight, and that he turned down the fight. Could you confirm that, or was that just a rumor? And what was the reason why? I did hear that he was offered money to fight me. I did hear that. I don't know how much it went into as far as details, but I heard he was offered a good amount, and he straight up said no. Instead, he probably, I don't know the details fully, but I'll assume that he probably made close to the same amount, or maybe just a little bit less, and fought that Arakawa guy, or whichever guy he fought from Japan, the Japanese fighter, instead of fighting me with his comeback fight. So, he's definitely one of the few that was offered straight up, offered a decent amount to fight and turned it down.
Okay. Hey, now, me myself, I know you're a very smart boxing man, and you like to watch other fights. Are you interested at all in Demetrius Andrade versus the Jermell Charlo fight coming up in December on the card with you?
I'm most deaf, man. Honestly, I don't know if I've seen Demetrius since the amateurs, man. But I knew he was going to go far, man. Him and I both were going to go far. I knew I was probably going to stay welterweight, and with his height, he was going to be 1 to 2 weight classes above me. I'm happy to see, that he's doing well, and I look forward to his career. He's going to be fighting Charlo undefeated. I remember him from the amateurs, man. It's going to be a good fight. It really is.
I definitely agree with that.
Is it? Do you favor one guy? Which guy would you favor early on in it?
I favor Andrade because of his Olympic experience, just his ring generalship, his size. He's just a big athletic kid. I know Charlo definitely has some size on him as well. I think Andrade's a little faster. I think Andrade throws more punches in a fight on average. But it's going to be a good fight, man. The Charlo brothers got a little punch to him. Demetrius got a little punch to him too. He gets a few knockdowns every once in a while. Not really known for knockouts, but knockdowns.
Right.
So this is going to be two young, talented fighters, and one of them is going to have a very bright future after the fight.
I agree with that. I think the winner of that is maybe possibly somewhere down the road in line for maybe a potential like a Canelo fight or something of that sort.
Definitely.
Mike, it's funny that you brought up Canelo, because Keith, I know I don't want to look too far ahead, but after you defeated Julio Diaz, I made a status on Facebook and saying that down the line I could see you and Canelo being a super fight at 154 or 160. Is that something you contemplated, I guess, sometime thinking about a future fight with him? Because I read that you did an interview with Boxing Scene and you said you would fight Canelo, if everything was right.
Oh, definitely, man. Canelo's the kind of fighter that's just exciting to fight. He's the kind of fighter that makes you want to wake up and run 6 miles every day, So I would definitely take a fight like that, man. It's not on my to-do list right now, where I have a dream at 147. I got my eyes set in the welterweight division. But in the future, man, because he's a very young fighter, I'm going to be freshly turned 26 by the time I perform in December. There's going to be plenty of time that in the future there is possibility of having a super fight with me and Canelo.
Okay. Go ahead, Big Kool.
No, just back to you.
Oh, okay. Now another thing, Keith. One of our subscribers told me to ask you about this. He says, "Do you feel that that Floyd Mayweather is necessarily ducking you?"
Nah, Floyd don't duck nobody. He just does what he wants to do. You know what I mean? He just travels and he just manages his career. Him and Al, what Floyd's done with his throughout his whole career, he's just established himself in a very powerful position. This is why we call it politics in boxing. Because when you establish a powerful position, you can just do things that other fighters wouldn't even really think about doing, or wouldn't have the same pool to necessarily do it. But Floyd's in a great situation, man. He's been managing his career very well. He's got this great contract with Showtime, and they're most likely going to complete it, and they're going to complete it on his terms. My goal is to make him acknowledge me. Not necessarily ducking, but the fact that he can look at whatever direction he wants to do his business. My goal is to get this fight, put on a terrific performance, grab one of those, grab a great fight at the start of next year, and then hopefully create enough buzz to where his eyes will be set on me for his final fight and his contract with Showtime. That'd be picture perfect if I could have it my way.
Hey, definitely, this would be a definite great fight. I know a lot of fans talk about you and him potentially facing up, and you giving him the toughest challenge out of all the welterweight contenders now. So, maybe down the line y'all can, get in the ring and lock horns.
That's how I see it too, man. I see it as a challenge, man. A challenge for him and a challenge for me. You know, I said it time and time again. I'm not afraid to lose. You know, it's a sport, man.
All right.
People just got a lot of pride. They don't want to say that they can be beat, man. But my original trainer said everybody can be beat, man. Styles makes fights. Training camp is most important. You know, you can't underestimate your opponent. You got to give it 120%. Give it your all. And that's what I would do if I fought Floyd Mayweather, man. Every round would be an exciting round. And I just feel like I'd be able to do a better job than every welterweight that stepped in the ring with Floyd Mayweather.
That's interesting. Very interesting. But I mean, you do have a very unique style where you can turn from just banging into a smooth boxer on your toes, jabbing and shooting straight rights and countering. So I mean, hey, I believe you definitely can cause problems. So I really do.
Appreciate the support.
Do you?
Hey, I guess a two-part question. Are you exclusively signed to Showtime, or are you available to also fight on HBO as well? Because I know I don't know if you promoted. I know you promoted by Golden Boy, but like, are you interested in fighting other guys like from the other network?
I mean, it's a possibility, but to be honest, I've been on 3 performances with HBO, 3 performances with Showtime. I'm about to have my 4th performance with Showtime. You know, Ben Getty told me it doesn't matter who signs the check as long as it doesn't bounce. You know what I'm saying? I'm not concerned with what network I fight under, but I'm concerned with getting the right fights when I want them.
Okay.
I respect that. Mike?
Now, also, another thing that's like with the with Devon and versus Amir Khan with that fight. Who do you see having an advantage in that one, or do you look at that one as kind of like a evenly matched evenly matched fight? Excuse me.
It's interesting, man. What matters the most is what kind of Devon Alexander comes out there, man, because to me, Devon Alexander has the tendency to be bullied in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very skilled fighter. He's very fast and talented. I feel like he's got a new hunger since he's now suffered his 2nd loss. I think he's hungry again. I think he underestimated Sean Porter, just like Paulie Malignaggi underestimated Sean Porter. He didn't prepare properly for that fight. But I'm interested, man, because Amir talks a big talk. You know, he thinks highly of himself. He thinks he's going to have no problem in the welterweight division. You know, and to me, fighting another person that was, you know, just a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, a junior welterweight doesn't really make a statement to me personally. I'd rather see Amir Khan fight somebody like Sean Porter over Devon Alexander. But it's a good boxing matchup, man. There's going to be a lot of speed. There should be a lot of punches. I'm interested in seeing who really wants to fight and who makes the difference in that fight.
Speaking of Sean Porter, what did you think of his performance against Kell Brook? Because I know there was a lot of talk about you and Porter potentially facing each other, I guess, sometime next year. But obviously, Kell Brook, you know, derailed those plans if there was, you know, plans at all. But what did you think about both guys' performance? And were you shocked at the outcome and how impressive Kell Brook, you know, looked?
That Kell Brook stayed so calm under an extreme amount of pressure. I was impressed with how hard Sean was fighting throughout the whole fight. It was actually really hard for me to score for the first 5 rounds. I really didn't know which way some of those scores went. But towards the later rounds of the fight, Kell Brook was getting more accurate, and he was starting to tee off a little bit more with the accuracy. He had his defense up all night, and I don't think Sean was really able to effectively get a nice, clean blow in, which is why the judges were able to give Kell Brook the fight. Kell Brook boxed really nice, man. It was real basic, but it was real nice, and he pulled out that victory and took the ball back home.
It was a good performance from them. You know, both guys, you know, did an excellent job. But like you said, Brook did, he did the simple things. The jab was he just offset and disrupted Porter's rhythm, and he just couldn't, get it going. Right?
Okay, now this is another thing I've been hearing the rumors about Danny Garcia potentially moving up to 147, and one of the rumors I heard was that they were saying that maybe his second fight at 147 could be against you. What are your thoughts on that?
Sounds good to me, man. I'm not scared of nobody from 140 hopping up into 147. I'm a born welterweight. They're coming here for the money. They're coming here. A lot of people come over here trying to fight Floyd. It's a good fight, man. Danny's undefeated. He's done a lot in his career for both power punches. I believe, it's obvious somebody's going to go down in that kind of fight.
I definitely agree. So I don't think that one going to the cards at all. But also that's like let me see. What's now what are your thoughts on I mean, is there anybody at the 140-pound division that you're looking at like, you know what? I think he can be a star or something like that.
No, to be honest, there's some lighter dudes that I think later on in their career they might be able to, from 130, 135, move all the way up to 140 and possibly 147, technically mirroring something like what Floyd Mayweather did. But who really knows, man? I don't really think about fighting smaller guys. If anything, I wait for them to make the shift, and sometimes I look above because I know one day I'm going to make the shift up to 154.
Hey, Keith, I wanted to know who inspired you to start boxing, and what is your favorite all-time fighter, or who is your all-time fighter, or favorite fighter?
So my first favorite fighter was Mike Tyson. Just devastating punch of power, the knockout. It was brutal. It was spectacular. Couldn't complain. It was something to watch, and really made me interested in getting knockouts. I always said that it's my goal to have more knockouts than Mike Tyson. I've said that since I was a little kid, and that's why my motto is KOs for life. But really, originally, I wasn't even a boxing fan. I was a martial arts fan. Me and my dad were watching Bruce Lee flicks and Steven Seagal flicks, Jackie Chan and all that when I was a little kid, and my dad was a part of a dojo, and I'd watch him go through his katas some days, and he showed me a few moves, and we watched some tapes, some demonstrations on how to, go from a yellow belt to a brown belt and all that kind of stuff. I just remember that at an early age, man, and having a passion for fighting in general.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if a lot of people knew that you were a boxing fan. And your first love, I guess, was martial arts. So that's an interesting known fact about you. Big Kool. Mike.
All right, Keith. Like I say, first and foremost, we want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to interview and shoot the breeze with us, and we also want to let you know that we Colossal Boxing Talk is here to support. We in your corner, man. We hoping for the best for you at all times, and we want these big names to get in the ring with you.
I'm gonna be here for many years, man. I plan on staying at the top of the welterweight division, and hopefully in the year 2015 we can start putting together some of these big fights that I know you guys will love.
Hey, we definitely looking forward to seeing you in the big fights, and like Mike said, I second what he said. You have our full support. We wish you nothing but the best, and hope that you finally get the fights that you deserve. And we need more fighters like you with your mentality and just your drive and hunger.
Thank you. I appreciate all the love and support.
No problem, man. Anytime.
All right, Keith. Well, like I say, have a great remainder of the day. Keep training hard, work hard, and remember, it only takes how many times?
One time?
All right, take it easy, champ.
Y'all too. God bless.
All right, y'all take it easy. Yo, YouTube, this is gonna be the end of the interview with between it was me, Big Kool, and Keith Thurman. And hopefully you guys hit that like button on it. Leave comments in the comments section. I definitely will get back to you at my earliest convenience. Also, go over to the main page and hit the subscribe button on Colossal Boxing Talk. Go over to Facebook and like Colossal Boxing Talk, like our Facebook page. Go to Twitter and Instagram and hit follow us at Colossal CBT. This is Smooth Cat, and I'm out.